Hey, what's up guys? Here's some of my favorite Android games of 2018. Let's get into it. Starting off, we have Shadowkhan Legends. Now this game really reflects how far smartphone gaming has come. It's a first-person shooter with a lot going on. You get a decent story campaign, co-op mode, and there's also PvP multiplayer. It's like a full-blown console game on your mobile. The graphics and gameplay both are pretty amazing. You get many customizations such as character skins, looks, and even emotes. A variety of weapons from assault rifles, shotguns, snipers, and RPGs. It's like a typical run-and-gun shooter where you also earn skill points to level up your combat, survival, and agility. However, after a while the missions do kind of get repetitive, but it's fun to play, especially with friends. Next up, we have Parkour 2, which is basically a bird's eye view GTA. You have to drive your car around the countryside and pick up robbers to carry out heists as the cops chase you. Your objective is to avoid the cops as much as you can as you drop different gangs to earn your reward, for which you can unlock a bunch of new cars and locations. As you play more, the cops get more aggressive and keep on coming. It's a fun arcade game, especially to pass time when you have no internet access. And with all the high graphics games releasing nowadays, it's nice to see that this one will also work perfectly on low-end budget devices. Moving on is Into the Dead 2. The first one was like one of the best games and I remember playing it a lot. This one is pretty similar but with even cooler graphics, a story mode, daily events, many weapons, boosts and companions. Now the run is not only at night but also at dusk and before sunrise, and through many locations such as forest, cornfields, farms and on the road. There are also some stops on the way such as mounted machine guns to kill zombies nearby. The game also feels a lot more realistic with smooth animations and gameplay as the surroundings are more lively and zombies are kind of smarter. It's super fun but not as thrilling as the first one, and I really miss the flashlight mode where it was all dark but with a limited battery flashlight. After that is A Way to Slay. It's a strategy game that I've really been enjoying, and it's basically what it says. You're placed between enemies and you have to kill them before they kill you. You can only move to kill, and every time you move, the enemies will come closer, and if they're close enough they'll kill you with one strike. So you have to find a way to separate them and put them as far apart as you get rid of them. The first few levels seem easy, but then it gets harder and you'll find yourself repeating the same levels so many times. It's a nice change from the usual arcade games we keep getting, and the visuals are also pretty great. A new Asphalt game comes out every year and rarely fails to disappoint, and Asphalt 9 follows that trend. It's not that different from Asphalt 8 but has many improvements, like the visuals have gotten a little better. There are so many races and events with all the new and different cars plus multiplayer with up to 7 players. You unlock cars by collecting their blueprints and you can customize and upgrade them to your liking. The new race venues also feel more lively with things going on in the surrounding such as landslides and even waves splashing on the racetrack and cars. Also, I'm kind of liking this new camera mode called Steady, which gives a kind of Steadicam effect and it feels a little more realistic. The crashes and knockdowns also look like they've received a neat upgrade, with more of the cars breaking off. With everything going on, I'd like to say that the races now feel a little more intense and exciting. Following that is Major Mayhem 2, an arcade shooter played sideways with sort of 2D graphics. You have to hide behind covers and shoot down all the enemies as you avoid their shots. You'll face enemies with grenades, RPGs and even tanks. Collect coins as you play along to unlock better guns and outfits. The level designs are nice and colorful with a sort of old school feel. It's a great way to pass time, and with all the only online based games, this one actually has an offline mode, meaning you can play it when disconnected. Life is Strange is a game I'd personally recommend for everyone to try. It's a story based game where you play as this girl with powers to rewind time. It was originally on PC and I played it there and loved the game. There's also a prequel called Before the Storm. If you can, then play it on PC or console, but if you don't have the option, then do experience this game on your smartphone. The story is like a great moving experience and has won many awards to prove it. You have to make choices along the way that will affect the ending, where I'd say you have to make the hardest choice of all. Don't worry, I'm not gonna give any spoilers. The in-game soundtracks is one more reason I tell you to play this game. And after you complete it, the prequel to this one is also available on Android. Both are amazing games with fantastic stories, and if you don't believe me, go and check other in-depth reviews, maybe even on Steam. Okay, so the reason I put PUBG at the end of the list is because like everyone knows about this game, but I still couldn't skip it, because it's like the game I've played the most during this year on my smartphone. It's just so addictive. Jumping from the plane, landing on a nice location to start collecting your favorite weapons and gear. I play Sanhok most of the time with a loadout of a Kar 98 and the QBZ. I usually drop down at the ruins and make my way to the boot camp, so if you see me, do stop and say hi. I mean, this game is intense and exciting whether you're playing it solo or teaming up with some other people. Working your way to the chicken dinner has a satisfaction of its own. The best part is that the graphics and frame rate are adjustable, so you can play it on even budget devices, so no one should miss out on the game. Especially the fact that it's free on Android. And for the Fortnite freaks, I'm telling you that PUBG is way better than Fortnite.